Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video we're taking a look at the track Lacerate by the American alt-rock band Anberlin. This is the first single to be released from their upcoming Convinced EP, which does land on June 30th and is the follow-up to their EP that they released last year in the form of Silverline. It has been great seeing the band return to making music with these recent EPs. They haven't released an album since 2014's Lowborn, which was actually when the band did go on hiatus following one tour after that, but they have given us so many great tracks over the years, some very iconic ones as well, such as the Feel Good Drag, Godspeed and many more, and the band have still been busy doing lots of different things. During the course of the COVID pandemic and the restrictions, they actually went through a lot of their back catalogue and actually did full live streams of most of their albums, working from start to finish, so it's been great to see them active, really kind of putting their word back out there and continue to release music. I'm certainly very excited to get to hear this latest track. So will this song cut deep or fail to scratch the surface? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds.
That's enough. I just exist to hear the worst. Replace the love for what it was. Slow fade, slow fade. You keep pushing the piece to get out of the truth. Volatile as can be, fall apart beautiful. That's enough. I just exist to hear the worst. That's what you want. The smoke.
Okay, I really like this intro. We get these soft elements just coming in nice and easy with these kind of more slightly electronicized elements, then breaking straight into the rock. Kind of that's just a bit more of the sound I was expecting from the band. But they have played with these electronic intros on past releases, so great to see them kind of still playing with different styles. And already I get this idea that this song is going to be about the idea of a relationship that is very one-sided, the idea of lacerate, the idea of cutting deep, and that's something that we can see. I just exist to hear the worst. Almost like this person knows that this relationship is coming to an end and they're just waiting for it. This slow fade, this slow feign, which is almost like this slow loss of affection, kind of seeing this distancing coming in. You keep pushing the piece, the cadaver of truth. I love some of these lyrics they do. They like to include very words that you don't often get to see used in music. Volatile as can be, fall apart, beautiful. So you can just see these ideas of this thing constantly being pulled apart, the smoke-filled lungs, the idea of kind of breathing lies or being very toxic. It's such an easy way to show that idea with metaphor. The bitter taste illuminates. So really that taste that you can sense on the tip of your tongue, this feeling really being brought forward. My heart can't break holding your memory, so lacerate. I love how that's when we see it delve into these heavy rock elements. Lacerate is quite a deep action, deep cuts, so the idea that my heart can't break, so you need to cut me deep so that I can cut you off. So I really do like the way they're using the word lacerate for this track to really emphasize the idea of kind of having to have these deep cuts that really kind of make the heart bleed almost quite heavily to kind of get over somebody. And one thing I really like they're doing with this track that we don't often see the band do is you've got Stephen and Christian really just kind of doing the vocals together. Normally you would see Steve and Christian just do the vocal solo and then you have Christian McElhenney with kind of providing the backing, whereas on this track they're really just kind of working in harmony throughout most of the track, which I really do like. It's a very different take for the band and certainly kind of a new spin on stuff they've done in the past. So that's just certainly one big change that they have gone for. And I like how they're just pushing the idea of innocent as can be, play the part like I should. Kind of just like you're going along this relationship, you can see that it's very one-sided, very dominated by one person. I just exist to hear the words, you're all I want. So this toxicity, this kind of idea that you want somebody but you don't really want them, and you can see that idea being brought across with this slow feign, this slow loss of affection. People kind of just holding on to somebody just for the sake of it because you don't want to be alone. So it's really great how all the lyrics do tie into that idea.
The
And I like how we've got these heavier vocals coming out. I was not expecting this from the band to really go into something slightly heavier, but I love that they've done it with this track because of this idea of this deep cut. You need something aggressive, something sharp, and that's exactly what this track delivers by switching to a style the band often haven't played with. Although in their earlier career, they did have some sort of faster, more rock steady tracks. They didn't ever really go quite this dark and quite this deep, but just for the theme of the song, it's a great idea to really break the mold, try something new, and I think they're pulling it off very admirably. Okay, I really enjoyed that. Something very different from the band that we haven't often got to see, just dipping into these heavier elements. Certainly not something I was very much expecting, but again, I love the fact that it ties in with Lacerate, a very deep and aggressive motion, almost like you've got to go deep to lacerate something. It's not just a cut on the surface or just a scratch. So really interesting to see the change in the vocal dynamic, and I love how well they incorporate some of these heavier elements as well. You wouldn't think this was the first time they've dipped that low. Certainly just showing that they've got the capabilities to do so. And I like how they mixed in some of the electronic elements as well and kind of switched between these slightly softer verses into these heavier choruses. Really showed the blending of the two styles very well. It didn't feel like they were trying to kind of fighting or working against each other. So really great to see. I'm really excited to see some more music coming from the band if this is the quality they're going to put up, and certainly this style as well. I would love to see them play with this more, and I think it was helped by the fact that you kind of had the two vocalists now working together, had Stephen and Christian just really working in harmony as opposed to providing those softer backing vocals, kind of almost alternate to the actual main vocal. So I really did like that change up as well, and certainly excited just to see more from the band going forward. And I really liked in the chorus how they had the line, "And my heart can't break holding your memory, so lacerate." The idea that the heart just holds on to these memories, so you need to cut me super deep to kind of break it, to kind of let these memories flood out from my heart, let these feelings kind of erode. So somebody being stuck in this very one-sided, and you can see with these hushed vocals at the back as well, the idea of "I wish I could rip out the pages." So you really see this damaged, toxic relationship coming through, where one person's kind of holding on to the idea that the relationship is salvageable, that it's savable, accepting that they need to be hurt extremely badly just to get over somebody. So that'll be everything for today's video, but as always, feel free to let me know your thoughts about this track in the comment section below. Are you glad to see the band taking a slightly heavier stance, or would you prefer they stuck with their older style, which was probably more melodic and slightly more fast paced? I would love to know your thoughts. And also, if you would like to see more content like this, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next Starjo analysis.